Look. Surprise, surprise.
It's a campsite.
We're on a campsite. Would you believe it?
This is the first.
First time in a long time we've booked in for a few days at Bunchrew, which is just a few miles outside Inverness. And we seem to be landed lucky with the weather as well. So we'll show you around.
It's absolutely gorgeous today.
Let's go. Arriving at Bunchrew, there is a one-way system. If there is no one around at reception, simply put your name and registration number on the board and they will catch up with you at a later point in the day. The top half of the site is for residential. Following your way around, you pass the kiddie area with some adult equipment for keeping fit. As you're approaching the purple zone, there is a pot wash and a chemical waste area. Just beyond that, you will find the waste bins. The visitors area is mainly grass with a few gravel areas for parking up. If you decide to go away for the day, get yourself a cone near the toilet area, or your pitch may well be taken whilst away. Well, cheers, missus.
And the campsite seems fine so far. Let's hope it stays that way.
Well, we've had a quick wander round and it seems to have the necessity facilities. Arriving at the reception, I actually thought it was a bit dated. I thought it was like an old Butlins holiday camp.
I thought that too.
The shop looked a bit run down, it could have been done with a licky paint. The signage outside was all faded and worn, like it's never had any attention. But you're not here for to look at a reception, so it's
everything else is fine.
It's pretty basic. I've had a look around the toilets and they seem clean enough and fresh enough, and they weren't smelly or anything like that.
As long as they're clean, that's the main thing, eh?
But there was like six toilets, 6 wash hand basins, 2 hand dryers.
That's not bad, eh?
It's also got a shaving point, but it was just at one end of the wash hand basins. I didn't see any others. It might have been handy if there was one at the other end, so that you're not having to wait for someone.
Why? You going to shave?
No.
Didn't think so.
I'll just go wild man grizzly. The showers, there was 4 cubicles, 3 the same size and 1 slightly larger, but it wasn't wide enough to take a wheelchair for wheelchair access.
I never thought about that.
It's only because of my past that I would look at that. So wheelchair access, I think it'd be a bit of a struggle. That's a no. And there are a lot of people who like to get away, and they still want a shower as well.
Do you?
No, I'll just go stinky until I get back.
Ooh,
That's
you smelly.
I appreciate my shower when I get home. I'll just go stinky and use a tin of deodorant.
Okay. That's what you want.
So we've got a hook-up point at the end of the van here and a water tap. But it's a fair size site.
It is.
It's quite well spread out. And I would assume these solar panels that they've got behind us is for supplying the power for all these hook-up points at the back of the vans. I haven't seen an individual area for your water as yet, but there are posts behind the odd van with a outside tap.
Well, there's one there.
But they don't have any of these hosel lock connections or any threaded tapered fittings on them that you could put one of these roll-out garden hoses to your van if you wanted to fill up. So fortunately for us, we've got a watering can with a nozzle that we could use.
That's all we need.
But I don't know how somebody else would perform.
I don't know. We're used to wild camping, so that's fine.
I know. We used to going wild.
What fright you gave me there.
You enjoyed your visit to Bunchrew?
Yeah, I really have. It's been really
So what you preferred?
relaxing.
More relaxing? Safer?
Safer, definitely safer.
But this particular campsite, even though it's only a few miles from Inverness, there's not really much in the area for you to do. Yeah, it's a bit.
But it can be the same when you go
way.
wild camping. You could be out in the middle of nowhere and there's nothing to do.
Yeah, but you're going to be going for a walk.
I can go walks, but you can't drive somewhere because if you come back, your space is maybe gone that you had.
Yeah.
So you can't move.
Yeah, but you can't even go for a walk here because of where it is. The main road doesn't even have a path going into.
Well, that's true, but there could be other campsites. You can go a walk or
and the
have
tide,
entertainment on
and even
site.
though this particular place, when the tide is out, it doesn't really have a beach or a shingle area for you to go for a walk along. And even people turning up here with young kids to occupy their time and keep them active during a break here, they haven't really got too much to do down by the water. there is a few things on the campsite. There's a sand pit and they've got a kiddie play area, but for by that there's not really much else for the kids.
No, this is okay for a relaxing break.
I wouldn't say this is family orientated place. But
it's okay if you just want a relaxing break and you don't want to do much.
Well, I've certainly drank more.
There's nothing else to do.
I've certainly drank more. I don't normally drink as much. But it's probably because I've been more relaxed and knowing that I'm not going to be getting moved on anywhere or someone encroaching my privacy. So yeah.
So, what would you give it out of 10?
Yeah. I wouldn't rate it very high because I know there'll be far, far better scattered throughout the country. As I've already mentioned, the toilets are okay.
I'll give it a 7.
It doesn't go by the amount of cubicles for toilets and how many wash hand basins there is. To me, you don't get a second chance on a first impression. And to me, first impressions coming to Bunchrew, it looked a bit dated. It's nicely spread out and it seems manicured enough, the grass areas and things, but the reception looks a bit dated. But you're not paying for that, you're paying for the area, and most people are probably generally staying just a day, a couple of days most. And because this is, on the outskirts of Inverness, it'll be quite popular for people doing the North Coast 500. I reckon it's quite popular with that. There's certainly been a few people coming and going over the past few days. But I think it's just a quick stop location. That's why they've never ever bothered making it a little bit more presentable. So marks out of 10, going by reception on arrival, the pot wash, the waste area. What else have we got? We've got a kiddie play area. We've also got a grey waste area that you can go with your van or empty your grey waste. That's quite handy. I like that idea because you just drive over it. What else is a shower area?
I think the views are great.
Well, that's his bonus. He gets an extra point for views. But we've just landed lucky with the weather.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to be parked where we are just now and it's bucketing down with rain. I think it'd be pretty horrendous because it's exposed to the weather. And if you
come on, what would you give it out of 10? Because I say 7 out of 10. So
you're 6.5, 7 max. It's far, far better. And they should consider themselves lucky they're getting an extra half point. and that's only for sunshine and views. But I think they could put in a little bit more effort with a few amenities that they have, and I'm sure they would get better reviews. Well, it was a quick stop at the grey waste area with Alfie, and it was time to hit the road. So thanks for watching, take care and happy travelling.